Sino da 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 mo. And let's start some Sino da 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 mo in bars because, as you can probably tell by the fact our schedule has been all over the place, the heat and the bombings aren't conductive to punctuality. And also, I've liked the two series we're going to discuss, so there's not much to say about them in the grand scheme of things. My Home Hero is a very peculiar 12-episode anime, and that compared to many other animes of a similar genre or premise, there is not a single thing in here that we can consider to be supernatural. No mysterious gods, superpowers, or contrived scenarios. The whole setting is surprisingly mundane, which makes all the future events even more interesting in my opinion. Tetsuo Toso is 47 years old and works as a sales representative for a toy manufacturer. His hobbies are reading mystery and detective novels and utilize them for his own ideas and projects. He has a loving wife, a teenage daughter who is in her rebellious phase, and generally life is going pretty well. Until he finds that, as per usual for rebellious teenagers, the daughter's boyfriend is an abusive piece of shit who will eventually milk her out of money and then beat her half to death, which promptly forces Tetsuo to kill him with a rice cooker. But it turned out that the boyfriend was a son of the leader of a local gang of thugs who may or not be Yakuza, and he threatens to quit the organization if they don't fight his son. Shenanigans ensue. The biggest selling and damning point of the show is its emphasis on mind games. Though an average salaryman, Tetsuo shows time and time again that he is far smarter and dangerous than he looks, and those smarts help him outwit the gangsters even when his life is in direct danger. The biggest problem about it is that there is pretty much nothing but mind games in the show. To turn this into an allegory, if the cat and mouse game of L and Light were the only thing you liked in Death Note, then you'd probably like this show very much. However, if you like the characters in Death Note, then there is pretty much nothing special to My Home Hero, because possibly outside of Tetsuo's wife, the characters are pretty one-note and forgettable. If you liked the mysticism surrounding Death Note, you'll find nothing of it here as well, since the show's setting is incredibly mundane, and if you simply liked Light Yagami as a character, then you most definitely wouldn't like this show, because though interesting, Tetsuo is currently nowhere nearly as unhinged. To a lot of people, this show will just be nothing but a tedious stream of dialogue with little action. To others, it will be an interesting anime thriller where the main hero outsmarts a bunch of thugs. Up to you, really. The next anime on our list is Dead Mount Death Play, a 12-episode anime that is the member of a rare reverse isekai subgenre where instead of Japanese getting isekai'd into a fantasy universe, people from fantasy universe are getting isekai'd into Japan. The being called Corpse God reincarnated into a pale blonde boy with a slit throat named Polka Shinoyama. Horrifying. And then he started to be followed by a sexy girl assassin named Misaki Sakimiya who wants him dead for unknown reasons. Horrifying. And after a ton of magical bullshit, we realize that we're in Shinjuku, Japan. Shit's weird here, and Polka will now have to deal with all this bullshit in order to live in peace, because this is always the lesson people don't learn when it comes to living in peace. If you want to live in peace, you don't live in the fucking capital and or one of the autonomous cities that is part of said capital. You run away into some small regional capital and live a comfortable life there. But I digress. This anime is a very decent shonen anime about a necromancer and his gaggle of doofuses versus the bullshit that is Tokyo Metropolis. And it is fun! In the same way all the other shonen animes are fun. Action, world building, or at least something that counts as that, epic battles using magic. If you like something like Doragami, Future Diaries, or even Durarara, then this one is a no-brainer. In fact, its biggest problem is kinda that it's pretty much like every other shonen there ever was, up to the wacky side characters and a lot of boobs, but I don't see it as a big problem. At best, it's a minor annoyance. Please let it be cold soon, I'm fucking melting.